What is going on, everybody? This is Jackson from JD Sports Zone, and today I have a very special Banana Ball guest, May Pitcher of the Month, Nick Wilson. Nick, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do this interview. And how's tour going for you personally?
JV, it is a pleasure and an honor to be on here. I appreciate you having me and asking me to be on. Tour is going great. Tour is fast. We are at the halfway mark right now, which is crazy to think about. With the season starting in February, feels like that was a year ago. So it feels very fast and slow at the same time, but it's just been so much fun. So it's been all really good.
Yeah, well, I'm excited that you're having a great tour. I got the opportunity to go out and see the Bananas and Clowns game this past week in Savannah. So, congratulations on winning the series there. But I do want to ask you personal questions about your baseball career before Banana Land because I know a little bit about the story. You played at SU A&M, Angelo State, Dallas Baptist, and you got drafted by Banana Ball, Indianapolis Clowns this past year. What kind of led you to Banana Land throughout your collegiate career?
Yeah, I kind of felt like it was something that was perfect for me. I kind of felt like I had it'd been like kind of like an energy spark plug for my teams, like all four teams that I was a part of. And so, something like this didn't really exist back whenever I was in college, coming up through. So it was just, you have a lot of high energy, but you don't really put it anywhere. And so I had just a blessing of an opportunity for this to get popular right when I got out of college, and then had an opportunity because my coach at Angelo State knew Coach Gillum, and then got me a referral for a tryout. Tried out. I was actually working a desk job in Nashville, selling computers, and so they had the tryout in Nashville, which worked out perfect. Dressed up as a Ninja Turtle at Vanderbilt University. Don't ask me about what my pride was like that day, and killed it. And then now we're here. So yeah, I felt like baseball. I felt like I'd always had the talent level to perform at a high level, but it was really just about the entertainment part, which was kind of scary to me because it was out of my comfort zone a little bit. Because I'd always done that stuff naturally, but to do it with choreography and stuff like that, I didn't really know how to work out. But I've started to blend in perfectly, so it's a great spot for me to be at.
I mean, that's absolutely awesome to hear. And again, you started out strong out the gate, and you said you were an energetic spark plug for your collegiate years. You're an energetic spark plug for the Clowns, man. I've seen the content, I've seen the banana ball dances on the mound. So that kind of relates to my next question. Your favorite personal mound dance you've done this season, in my opinion, it's the I Will Survive for you.
Yeah, I think the first one was definitely special for me. My family was at that game. Crazy thing about that game, so it was in Round Rock. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, about 2.5 hours away from there. My cousin grew up in Round Rock, and so we'd always be around that area, literally the neighborhood where the stadium that is at, where we used to go all the time. And then I had a lot of family come down, and the stadium's called Dell Diamond, which is crazy because I just worked at Dell 6 months ago, and yeah, so a lot of context behind that dance, and then that one was really special to me because I kind of put the whole idea in and put the pitch in. I had a really good idea for like a 80 for like a 70s 80s groove funk Soul Train kind of deal. So I put the pitch in for Soul Train, then we ended up doing the dance. Killed the dance, got three strikeouts in the inning, and so yeah, and the dance was great, because I was in their dance, I'm just like, man, I'm either gonna embarrass myself. I'm gonna embarrass myself one way or another. So we might as well get a laugh out of it. So got some good crowd reception. So it was cool.
Personally, there's a reason why I'm interviewing you on a podcast and not out there on the field. I'm
Yeah.
unathletic. I can't dance. But again, you bring a lot of energy and great dances to the fans around Banana Ball. So that's, again, super excited to hear and how great of a full circle moment that was for you. Now I have some fans sent in questions personally for this interview. And this one, you know this guy very well. Best Madden player on the team and funniest player on the team sent in by Eli Payton.
Eli Payton sent that.
Hmm.
Eli Payton said that he was the best Madden player, is what you're saying right now.
That's a question. Who is the best Madden player
Oh,
and
who is the
funniest
best?
player
Okay,
on the
okay. I
team?
thought I thought that was like a I thought he was trying to say he was the best because that would be
Mhm.
a sore mistake. Personally, it's me, two-time champion here, best Madden player on paper. It really doesn't even matter what kind of team we're using. We're gonna go out and ball out. So best Madden player right here. Thank you. And then what was the second question? I'm sorry, I was so wrapped up in being so great.
Funniest player on the team.
Funniest. Gosh, that's tough because there's like people that are like unintentionally funny, and then there's people that are like funny, just the way they are. I would say Kobe is the funniest person on the team, and then unintentionally funny. Oh, I don't know. I would say like Chris Burgess. Chris Burgess is so unintentionally funny. He doesn't try to get a laugh out of you, but there's some things that he does that just kills me, and it's so funny to be around. So those are my two guys right there.
Honestly, I do want to ask you a backup question relating to Madden because I'm a big Madden guy. Do you
Okay.
switch books when it comes to playing Madden, or do you stick with the specific team's playbook?
So what we have going on here actually is we do like a fantasy draft. And so we have like a house franchise going on. And so we do a fantasy draft and then we all play with our individual teams. So my go-to QB's been Matt Stafford. I got a good one with Kirk Cousins. And then Nico Collins has been a pretty big addition for me. But team wise, like if I'm going to use a team, I'd probably say the Chargers. I like using the Chargers a lot. Jay Herb is a good quarterback to use, and they have a pretty solid defense. So yeah, I'll go with the Chargers if I was going to go with the team. What about you? Who's your go-to team?
I mean, personally, I'm a big Philadelphia Eagles fan,
There you
but not very big on Jalen Hurts. In my opinion, I think Dak Prescott's better than Jalen Hurts, and I'm
go.
saying that as an Eagles fan. But
Yeah,
go-to team, probably the Texans. I like
there
using
you go.
CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, Tank Dell. So, I mean,
Very
yeah, I
cool.
like the answer there.
Nice.
But I do have another fun sent in question from a fan. Biggest inspirations on and off the field sent in by Beautiful Soul 9 LP.
Ooh, biggest inspiration off the field. Um, that's a tough one. I would say one of my biggest inspirations, and he doesn't really know, it's one of my best friends named Julius. Recently got engaged, and this guy just kills it on all levels. He's a up and coming photographer, really established in his walk with the Lord, and he is just such an inspiration and how steadfast he is in what he does and how motivated he is. And it's a very kind soul. And so he doesn't really know it, but he leads by example. So like I look up to him in a big way. Actually going to be in his wedding this year, so that's really cool. So I'd say he's a huge inspiration for me off the field, and of course my parents, my mom, sister, big time, meant so much to me throughout this process growing up, and so they've like being an adult, you kind of realize the things they went through as a kid, and like what they did to put you in the best position possible. So I have the ultimate respect for them, and I look up to them big time. On the field is a tough one. Because I would say, you know what, I would say like a guy like Mason Miller. Mason Miller is a really cool guy to keep up with. He's a D3 product, and always like a big stocky guy, but if you're a D3 product and you see where he is now, it doesn't really add up. And so, kind of like me, I was kind of down and out in my situation. Coming from a small junior college and not having any offers out of high school, and then being a manager in high school. And so, he's a big inspiration, showing that it doesn't really matter where you start; it's all about how you finish and the kind of work that you put in. Because you don't go from D3 to being one of the best closers in the game by just relaxing. Like he put the real work in. So I would say he's a pretty cool inspiration to have on the field.
It's great to hear you have a lot of great people in your corner, like your family, like your friend Julius, and a great idolization in Mason Miller. Again, probably the best closer in all of MLB baseball, outside of Riley O'Brien for the St. Louis Cardinals. But that's a discussion
Mm.
for another day.
Gotcha.
But it's great to hear that you have a lot of great people in your corner when it comes to inspirations on and off the field. Now, I want to talk about like team specific great moments because you see, like you're a little bit of a younger guy on the team
Mhm.
compared to guys like Brian Dancero. Mr. Dancero might hate me for saying that, but he's
Uh,
he's
he's an
yeah.
old man. It's okay.
So I do want to ask you, how do you guys like acclimate as a locker room experience compared to like veteran presences like Mr. Dancero compared to younger guys like you, Eli Payton, Fisher Polydorov, and all that?
Yeah, it's been a long journey, and I would say with 6 years of college experience in four different schools, I've probably met every single personality under the sun. And so maybe not speaking for the rest of the young guys, but being around a college locker room is definitely different bit from a professional locker room. Definitely carry yourself and handle yourself in a lot different ways. But I would say just like the part of mending with guys and getting to know people and really becoming true teammates, that was something that really wasn't very foreign to me. I felt like always had good bonds with all my teams where I had. And so, just being able to be adaptable and moldable in so many different ways. And then not only that, I think it's really cool to have that kind of veterans in the locker room. I think Corel Prime, Gage Voorhees, Joe Lytle have been huge for us in the locker room as veteran guys in banana ball, but also veteran guys as men. Those guys being fathers and such, and Jackie Bradley Jr., of course, those guys are so good to look up to. And just get perspective on life, more than just baseball, more than just, what we do on the field and entertaining and dancing, but just how to handle this life and how to go about things that we're doing in banana ball because, with us coming out of college, it's a completely different kind of lifestyle. So it's really cool to have those kind of guys. Like you said, you need good guys in your corner if you're going to be successful. And so those guys do a really good job of keeping us to speed with everything we need to in this life.
Again, it sounds like a great locker room experience. I met a lot of the Clowns players and how significant, that team is when it comes to the history of baseball and a lot of great personalities like you, Nick. I mean, I truly wish you the best the rest of the tour, and I've loved what you've been doing so far. So I do want to ask you about this because you recently got to travel out to Kansas City. I had a little bit of discussion with David Griffin last night about this. How significant is it personally to you to be part of the Indianapolis Clowns in Banana Ball?
Seeing the clowns in the museum kind of made my heart drop a little bit when I first saw it because I I'm so very just process oriented and focused to where it's just about like where do I need to be, what do I need to do in order to be my best. But sometimes you don't really take a second step back and realize like where you're at and what you're doing. And to really understand the impact and the magnitude of what we're doing by bringing back the last living Negro League team and one of the most entertaining teams in the Negro Leagues and one of what would be like a cornerstone of black baseball with Hank Aaron coming out of it. It's unbelievable to understand that I carry on that same name that Goose Tatum and that King Tut had wore and like had carried on because it's just you read these guys. I read I actually have it right here if I can find it. It's called Barnstorming to Heaven, actually, which is one of the books that Jesse suggested us to read about the Indianapolis Clowns. And so, reading these guys on paper, you're like, man, these guys are legends. But then be able to represent the same way and to actually go and, put on a show, put on a brand that is respectful and honoring to these guys, it is unbelievable. And so going to the museum and seeing that they were in the museum and even had their own section in there talking about how important they were to black baseball. It's unbelievable. It's truly an honor. My granddad played Negro League baseball in Houston in the Negro Southern Leagues, and so to be able to carry on his legacy, I didn't get to know him too well, but I've gotten to know him really well through this experience and what he had to go through, and just the passion and love that you have to have for the game. And such a difficult time to be able to do it. And so, we just want to educate people. We want people to understand what Negro League Baseball is, how important it is to not only baseball, but to American history. Because, you had Negro League Baseball before you had civil rights movements. You had Jackie Robinson was the first one to break the color barrier. 20 years before the civil rights movement was at its highest. And so it's kind of like a lost art of history because it's sports, and so people don't really look at sports as to be a big part of social movements, but this is the pinnacle of it. This is the key of it, and honestly what really kind of jump started with where we are today. And so to be able to carry on that legacy to educate people on that is one of the highest honors I will ever have in my life, and it's such a blessing to be able to do it.
And it's great to hear that Banana Ball and guys like yourself are carrying on that legacy for the players in the pastime. It's something that was truly like eye-opening, especially seeing the younger audiences being engaged with what the Clowns do. At the beginning of the Banana Ball game I saw in Savannah and how eye-opening it was from the audience as well is absolutely awesome to see. And I'm glad that it's being brought back through Banana Ball and guys like you are on the team to carry on the legacy. So that's absolutely awesome to hear. Now, I do want to ask you some more fun questions because I asked this to Andy Morales, coach for Local Beach Coconuts. You're a player, and a lot of people get hungry before a game, thirsty before a game. Do you have a go-to gas station food and drink personally for you before going out on that field?
Not a great question because I'm just gonna expose myself. I'm a big candy guy, and so like Twin Snakes just like they're like Nick, please, and so I have to answer every single time. So Twin Snakes is a big one for me. I like a C4, C4 energy drinks. Um, Man, get you that itch, get you feeling good right before the game. I had to slow down on them because I was drinking them too. I was drinking them like every day. And if you have too many, that's gonna mess with your heart. Don't tell Clark Gilmore that. But yeah, I would say those two, either candy and a C4 are my two go-tos.
Personally, I'm a big Arizona guy and maybe some
Mhm.
combos, like the pizza combos. That's
Yeah,
always.
dude, they don't make the half and half. They make half and half light now. Like
Mhm.
that's that. I was a huge Arizona guy, but now they don't make they do like sugar-free half and half. Like what are we talking about? We came here for the sugar, man. Like what are we doing? And they're above $1 too. Unbelievable. Gosh. Gas prices, not Arizona tea, are taking everything away from me.
Yeah, no,
Crazy.
I mean, I truly believe it. Right now, I'm staying in a college town with my girlfriend, and seeing that gas price go up, it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah,
Absolutely
it's a
horrible.
it's a rough one for sure.
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't tried kiwi strawberry Arizona, you definitely got to try that.
Oh
That's
yeah, yeah. That's I do kiwi strawberry or the watermelon. Watermelon ones is banging every time. Doesn't miss.
100%. As somebody who's on a budget right now, just graduated college, those are the go-to. That's that's the go-to.
Nice, brother.
But
I know the struggle. Don't worry.
now, two final questions for you, Nick. And I kind of related it a little bit earlier on in the episode. You won Pitcher of the Month in the month of May. Congratulations on that. What did
Thank you.
that accolade personally mean to you?
Oh man, it was unreal actually. I really didn't have it on the front of my mind. I knew that I was just having a good month, and then near the end of it, I kind of started to piece it together. I was like, maybe I could win this thing, but I wasn't expecting to. And then it happened, and I was pretty surprised. So pretty cool to be recognized for hard work. Not a lot of people really get to see the fruits of their labor. So to be able to, get my name for Pitcher of the Month is truly amazing, really cool. Put a lot of hard work into it, and I felt like there's kind of like a different gear that had to shift in for the month, and so I'm glad to know what works and what I can continue to work, and so. But I was just more happy about the guys kind of figuring it out in the month of May. I think we put it together really well as a team, and I think it was just kind of like a perfect storm for me to be pitching the way I was, and I'm glad to be able to contribute to just the turnaround for this team because we really started to figure it out. But yeah, no, winning pitcher of the month was really cool. It kind of gave me a confident boost that I haven't really missed much. I thought I'd be missing a step coming back, especially after a long career and being done for about 7 months. So coming back and be able to do that was really special. It was cool.
And again, congratulations on that. And I got to see, some of it this past week. And hey, strong candidacy for Banana Ball All-Star team. That's coming back this season. So I would love to see Nick Wilson on that. Now, Nick, I have one final question for you. I ask this question to every Banana Ball guest that I have on, and Banana Ball is prided on fans first. What does the term fans first personally mean to you?
Yeah, it just means doing everything possible that is putting on the best show possible for the people that show up. And a lot of times that can mean doing things that you don't exactly want to do in that moment, but it means a lot more to the ones that are watching. I just kind of think about, Christ-like selflessness, where, you're putting yourself, you're putting others' interests before yours. And fans first is the perfect embodiment of what it means to put others before yourself. And, to go through the extra mile to, make the best time for who's there. You don't see that a lot in sports industry. It's just about what the players can do, what the teams can do. But it's just like, the fans are there. Like the fans, if the fans show up, they show up. If they don't, they don't. Here, it's like if you show up, we're looking to have the we're looking for you to have the best time of your life. And like we're looking not only that, but to make an impact and kind of just provide like a little bit of an escape from real life. And I think it really hit me what fans first truly meant to me whenever we were in Indianapolis and I had a fan come up to me in tears and she's just like, thank you so much for what y'all do. This means so much to me. And I don't think you guys understand like what I'm going through in life. And so for y'all to provide this kind of joy and happiness, it really just means a lot. And so, and To be able to move somebody to that kind of emotion means that you're doing something right, and I think it's so amazing that that is our main motto. That is what the business is motivated around, is being fans first, because I think that's truly what keeps fans around, and that's why this thing is going to blow up as big as it is, and it's going to stick around for a very long time because you're showing up to an environment where you're cared for, where you're loved, where you're enjoyed. And in a world like this, it's hard to find places like that. And so we're so happy to curate an environment that is for everybody to feel accepted, loved, enjoyed, and just to be themselves out there and go be themselves, you know. If you have dancing baseball players out there that just don't really care what they're doing, then as a fan, you're like, well, you know, what's the least I can do is just get up out of my seat and let loose a little bit. And so we're so happy to curate that kind of environment.
And again, that's what I truly love about Banana Ball, getting the opportunity to make somebody's day and something that Pro Ball really doesn't give you the luxury of. You get to interact with these fans during the game, in the stands, and making somebody's day. And I'm glad the Indianapolis Clowns and Banana Ball have somebody like you, Nick, impacting the young community and making them fall in love with the game of baseball again. And
Thank you.
truly
That means a lot.
appreciate I truly appreciate your time, stepping on this podcast and sharing your story and anything you'd love to shout out before we wrap up this interview.
No, just shout out to you, man. This was an amazing interview, and I love the process and the grind that you're going through right now, man. Keep working it because there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna try to get in your way, and a lot of people that are gonna tell you that you can't do it, man. But just keep going, literally keep doing it. And you know, it's funny because like if you're doing something and you stop halfway, you get then it's embarrassing for you. But if you keep going, it's embarrassing for the people that are watching, man. So I think you're doing amazing. You have amazing questions, so keep doing it, dog. This is really cool to see.
I truly appreciate it, brother, and I hope you have an amazing day.
All right. Thank you, JV. Take it easy, man.